Getting set to go racing here at Atlanta Motor Speedway on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. They're racing for more than $2 million. They'll need fuel between laps 55 and 65. Bobby Labonte holds the track record here, which was set in November of 1997. Now let's take a look at our Walmart Tire and Lube Express starting lineup. On the pole position, Dale Jarrett, his first pole here at Atlanta, second of the 2000 season. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is alongside, his first NASCAR Winston Cup start in the front row. Second row, Steve Park, who qualified second here last fall, and Matt Kenseth, his first NASCAR Winston Cup start in the top five. The third row, Kevin LePage, who was the pole sitter here last fall, and Jerry Nadeau, his best start since last September. As we take a look at the rest of the starting lineup, it's interesting to note that 6 of the top 10 starters have never won a NASCAR Winston Cup race, and 10 out of the top 15.
But Ray, I think with the temperature today that experience will really be the key to getting to victory lane.
I think so, Benny. The guys that have got experience here at Atlanta and the guys that have got the best notebooks will probably be the guys that are key at the end of this race.
Brett Bodine makes the race this week. Stacy Compton and Ward Burton start alongside in the next row. Compton, of course, one of the rookie candidates for the Revistas Rookie of the Year honors. Scott Pruitt starting on the outside of row number 10, and there is Bobby Labonte, who has an incredible record here at this facility.
If you're concerned about him starting back in 22nd, don't be too concerned, because last fall I think he started 37th and won the race here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Back in row number 14, there we see Tony Stewart, last year's Rookie of the Year in NASCAR Winston Cup competition. And again, here are some drivers, and although they're starting back there in the 15th row, you can expect them to move up through the field quickly this afternoon. Ricky Rudd, who has had great starting performances in the year 2000 up until today. He starts on the outside of row number 17. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the front row. His dad starts on the inside of row number 18.
Now we start seeing our provisionals. Jerry Labonte, Bobby Hamilton, Sterling Marlin, Kyle Petty. Once again, very, very experienced race car drivers. Ted Musgrave substituting for Jeffrey Bodine and Kenny Schrader.
Darrell Waltrip's first NASCAR Winston Cup start was here in 1972. We had drivers who were unable to qualify for this event, and what a shame for Johnny Benson, who has run well in the first 3 races of the year, but failing to make the grade here in Atlanta. Also, Robbie Gordon, Dave Marcus, Ed Berrier, and Mike Bliss failed to qualify. We have 9 in-car cameras to complement our coverage this afternoon.
Rusty will also be trying to carry us through the field with his onboard camera, as well as Tony Stewart, one of the powerful Joe Gibbs entries. So Bobby Labonte, his teammate. As I said, 22nd, not a concern. Mike Skinner will be starting back in 14th, and Mark Martin. Looks like he has stepped up his program in the year 2000. Bill Elliott, boy, what a difference he's made this year. And on the outside pole, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Dale Jarrett on the pole.
Well, the field moves slowly now through the 3rd and 4th quarters. We're getting set to go racing here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Beautiful day, unlike yesterday when we had intermittent showers that resulted in the Busch Series race ending last night after 9 o'clock. Here comes the field of 43, and the green flag waves. We're underway. Two top rookie candidates battle for third there for a moment, but Kenseth grabs it down. Here comes the 16 car of Kevin LePage to the inside, and they've got Dale Earnhardt Jr. hung out in that outside line. Dale Jarrett comes down and leads lap number 2. This This is only the second race of the year 2000 that he has led. Hasn't led since he took the checkered flag at the Daytona 500.
Steve Park took a look on the inside, and when Jarrett came down, he had to back off the gas, which he lost his momentum, and Matt Kenseth jumped to the inside. And here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. trying to take over the third spot from Steve Park.
And he saw Dale Earnhardt Jr. back up a couple spots, now coming forward. What happens is they start with the tire pressure down a little bit in those cars. It takes 2 or 3 laps for it to build up where they want it to be.
Jeff Gordon running alongside his Hendrick teammate, Jerry Nadeau, with a 25 car. That is the battle for the 6th position. Jeff Gordon trying to turn his season around. 33 cars driven by Joe Nemechek. And right behind Joe is the 94 of Bill Elliott. And some incredible racing going on about 3/4 of the way through the pack. That's Scott Pruitt in the Tide sponsor, number 32 up on the outside and losing positions. To the inside is Kenny Irwin and Sterling Marlin. There's the 2 of Rusty Wallace. 3 wide through the corner.
Wow, Scott Pruitt gets knocked up in the loose stuff, but gets it back under control and a battle for the lead as Matt Kenseth goes for the lead and takes it off turn 2.
If he can lead at the stripe, it will be the first time that Matt Kenseth has led a NASCAR Winston Cup race, I believe.
And Kevin LePage goes off that second spot.
On board with Dale Earnhardt Jr. now, off of quarter number 4, and indeed, this is the first lap of NASCAR Winston Cup competition that Matt Kenseth has led. Well, it's been up and down for Dale Earnhardt Jr. here in the first few laps, Jerry.
And it's sort of a feeling out process for the young driver. As you heard Ray Evernham say a moment ago, they're very careful early on because they start with the air pressure down so low in the tires, but also because of the cool temperatures, Tony Eury Sr. opted to put a lot more tape on the front of the car, which has affected the downforce. They want to get the engine temperature up, but also affects the handling. So they have told Earnhardt Jr. to be very, very careful and very deliberate here in the early laps, which is exactly what he's doing. That's why he lost a couple of spots at the very start of the race.
Back up to third now and running very comfortably in that position. Meanwhile, we have more battling going on up front as now Kevin LePage has decided that he would like to lead this race. By the way, Kenseth, there in the 17 car, celebrated his 28th birthday last Friday. And here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. sneaking up on Kenseth now. And Kevin LePage will come down and lead his first lap of the 2000 season. The last time he led was here at Atlanta when he was on the pole for last November's event.
He seems to love this racetrack. You see, Jeff Gordon has been able to get by Dale Jarrett. Bill Elliott continues to run along behind this group of cars. There's Bill Elliott, McDonald's car. Ray Evernham's employee for the year 2001, or his driver, I should say, not employee. And a battle for second spot. Here comes Junior on the inside of Kenseth.
Well, these two have battled for the Busch Series Grand National Division title for the past couple of years. Earnhardt, of course, won both of those. Now they are both rookies of the NASCAR Winston Cup season, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Matt Kenseth are still in a wheel-to-wheel battle, but now we see Earnhardt taking that second position. Kenseth back to third, Steve Park running fourth, and Jerry Nadeau is in fifth position. Jeff Gordon is in sixth.
And Dale Jarrett is back in seventh spot. He's a couple of seconds behind the leader, Kevin LePage. Dale Jarrett told us on NASCAR today that he and Todd Parrott met last night. They talked. They made a lot of changes on that Ford this morning. And right now it looks like they're going to have to make some changes on the first pit stop. As Nemechek gets on the inside trying to get by Jarrett. At the same time, Elliott trying to go on the outside.
Oh, some tight racing here. We're on board with Bill Elliott.
Looks like Bill's already found that the top groove is coming in a little bit early.
Moves way up on the high side of the racetrack, while Mike Skinner right ahead of him there in the Lowe's-sponsored car, number 31, got to the inside and picked up a position. So Skinner to 8th. And Bill Elliott to the 9th spot. Kevin LePage is the leader at the Cracker Barrel 500.